Hey folks, what if I could show you how to drive a car without depreciation for free? Meaning your cost of ownership would be zero. Now, don't get excited. It's not a brand new Mercedes, but you can drive a car for free, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So you want to see how to drive a nice car for free? I bet you feel kind of silly taking financial advice from a sleazy used car dealer, but I'm here to tell you how depreciation works, payments work, and where to go to get a good deal on a car that you can drive, and when you sell, you won't lose any money. Now, it's not the romantic idea that people have of going out and buying that brand new car and measuring themselves successful by the newness of their car. It's about being financially savvy, saving your money, and having a good future. So the first thing I want to point out to you guys is when you buy a new car, the average now is a 60%. That's 60% depreciation in 5 years. What that means is if you decide you've got to have that brand new Yukon for $100,000, in 5 years, that Yukon is worth $40,000. The sad part is you may still owe money on it after that. So that's something to think about. Yeah, you look cool driving a brand new car and it smells nice, but I guarantee you that smell pretty is gone way before the payment. Another interesting fact when we're talking about payments, according to LendingTree, the average payment on a new car right now is $726. So $8,500 a year is the average you would spend on a car if you decide to buy a new car. Maybe you make $1 million a year and that sounds good to you, but to the average Joe, that's ridiculous. So how is it that I can say you can drive a car for free? Well, years and years ago, I got tuned in to this guy, and I can't remember his name to give him credit. But basically, here's how it works. There's two scenarios. One scenario is you live in a big town with lots of cars. The second scenario, which I personally believe would be a little bit easier, you live in a smaller community, kind of away from a big city. But basically, here's what you do. You're going to go hunt down a used Honda, Toyota, Camry, Lexus, something that is dependable, reliable, has a good reputation, and you're going to pay cash for it. Now, how are you going to do this? Well, you might have to stair step. You might have to save some money, sell your hoopty, put the money with the hoopty, and get a better car. But in a long story short, here's how it works. If you live in a big city, you are going to take your time and you are going to hunt down the car that is in good condition, that has records, that is nice and clean and well taken care of. You're probably going to be buying it from somebody in a little bit more affluent zip code. You're not looking to buy a 3-year-old car. You're looking to buy a 10-year-old car or something of that nature, something that you can afford for cash. But you want to make sure it is a popular model, and you want to make sure that it runs well, maybe take it to a shop, make sure it is a good, solid car. As long as this car is about 10 years old or a little older, the rate of depreciation actually slows down substantially. So you're going to get that car, and you are going to drive that car for a year. And if something breaks, you're going to fix it. And at the end of a year, you are going to list that car for sale, and you're going to sell it. And you will find that in most cases, you will break even. What that means is you will get all the money back you paid for the car when you sell, meaning that you drove that car for free. Now, obviously, that doesn't include gas and insurance, which you're going to have on any car. It's probably not going to include the tax you paid to put the car into your name. But if you bought it right, and you can drive it right for a year, you then sell it, you should get all your money back. Now, it is easier to do this in a small town. Like I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I have people coming from East Texas, smaller communities all the time to buy these cars. And here's what you do. If you're in one of those towns, don't look for cars there. You want to look for cars at a major city close to you. And it might mean you have to drive an hour or 2 hours. And you're going to set up looking at 3 or 4 or 5 cars while you're there till you find the right one. And same thing, you want something that is reliable and that will last. Hondas, Toyotas, a Toyota Camry is a nice car. It really is. They have them with leather seats and sunroofs and all those kind of things. But anyway, you're going to buy a car like that. You can even buy, God forbid, a BMW or Mercedes, as long as you're willing to understand that there will be higher maintenance costs on these older cars. But anyway, you will buy it in, say, Dallas. And you'll buy it from an affluent neighborhood, someone that's had it a long time, not a used car lot, somebody that has loved this car and cares for it. And you will drive it back to your small community where there are not as many cars around. And then you will drive the car for a year, 18 months, whatever. You'll put the car up for sale. And then what happens? When you sell it, somebody that was too lazy or not smart enough or just didn't realize that they could go and get a car cheaper in a bigger town will buy the car from you. And because they didn't have to make that trip and because there's less availability, you're going to make money. Yes, I said it. You're going to make money. Aside from a catastrophic repair or something like that, just trying to beat depreciation, you're set. So if you've paid cash for this first car, what were you spending before on a car payment? $500 a month? Well, you put that in your bank account. So make that $6,000 a year that you've saved. So now you have $6,000 plus what you bought and sold the other car for. You didn't lose value in your money in the car that you bought because you sold it for the same money. And you have $6,000 more. So what does that get you? That might get you a car that's 2 years newer, 3 years newer, maybe about the same amount of years newer, but a better kind of car that you like better. And you do the same thing again. You drive it a year, you sell it, you at least break even. Now you have another $6,000. You put that with the price of your more expensive car and drive it. And while this sounds like maybe it's a lot of work, and it certainly is not for everybody, what that means is you're driving a car for a short period of time after most of the depreciation has already occurred, and you're selling it. And you can pick the right car and then sell it and not lose money. So yes, you're out the $5,000, $6,000, whatever dollars you started with when you bought your first car. But after that, you're getting all your money back, and you're continuing to be able to get newer cars because you are paying yourself rather than the bank. If you look at what a lot of people are paying for interest, 14, 15% right now, versus what a bank is paying you for interest in a savings account, let's just say your bank's paying a 3% rate. And if you had financed your car, you'd be paying a 15% rate. How much are you saving by doing what I'm telling you? You're not saving 15%. You're saving 18 because you made 3% on the money and didn't pay 15% on the money. That's an 18-point swing, guys. So yeah, you're going to drive a little bit older car. It's not going to be brand new like your friends, but it's not going to cost you. You're not going to be hit with massive depreciation. You're not going to have a $500, $600, $700 a month nut that you have to make. You can save that money and put it where you want it to go, not necessarily where the car man wants it to go. So that might sound a little bit too good to be true, but I've done it time and time again. I haven't had a car payment in over 20 years, and I always seem to have a decent car to drive. I don't lose money on cars when I sell them, even before I was a dealer. So if you're willing to think a little bit unconventionally, check it out. You'll see I'm telling you the truth. And it's also a good way to stair step. If you're just starting out in life and money's tight and you're trying to find your way to a good car, that's what you do. Find something cheap and clean, fix it a little bit if you need to, maybe put some tires, do some brakes, wash it, drive it, and then put it up for sale, make a little money on it, and go back and do it again. Yeah, you'll be relying on a friend or something to tote you around till you find the next car. If you're already established and you live out of town and you're going to sell your old car, yep, you may have to rent a car for a week and come to the big city to get you a car. But even paying $300 or $400 for that rental for the week, look at the savings you have available. So that's my point. That is my message. I'm here to help folks not waste money, maybe make a little bit of money, definitely not lose any more money than is necessary. I'm no financial guru, but what I do know is that payments are the end of us and depreciation will kill us. So if you're not a millionaire and you want to save some money on your monthly budget, this is a good way to do it. I got some other car related content. I have some more coming out. If you've watched this far, I really would appreciate a like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great day.